is James, and I'm a Chelsea supporter. My mum, really. My mum was a big Chelsea supporter. We grew up in London, and my dad was a Liverpool supporter, inexplicably. So that didn't really work for me. So yeah, Chelsea was the one I chose. So my earliest memory of Chelsea is from the 88-89 season, which Chelsea were in the second division, the old second division at the time. And my granddad took me to Ipswich to watch Chelsea play. And I saw them there. Chelsea won 1-0, and that was my earliest Chelsea memory. I remember the first time I went to the ground as well. I can remember in the late 80s being told that we were going to sit in the shed, expecting to sit in a shed, and was pleasantly surprised when it was a normal ground. But yeah, long time ago now. My favourite ever moment as a Chelsea supporter is a very, very easy one. 2012 in Munich, winning the Champions League final. Didier Drogba winning penalty, far and away my greatest memory as a Chelsea fan. I saw it at home actually. We'd been quoted £5 for a ticket to fly over. So yeah, we got everybody round. We watched it in the lounge. It was quite a day. My favourite ever Chelsea player is Super Frank Lampard. Yeah. I mean, it's a close one. There's been a lot of greats, especially over recent years. But yeah, Super Frankie Lampard. So, favourite current player at the moment is Cesar Azpilicueta, affectionately known as Dave to the Chelsea supporters, because his name's a little bit difficult to come out with. But yeah, great defender, strong, puts a shift in. He's been around for a few years now. He's always on the team sheet, always sticks in a performance. We've had a lot of change of managers. I like the guy, I like his attitude, he's very Chelsea. Chelsea's bogey team. Oof. I mean, over recent years I suppose it's been Liverpool. Always used to worry about Liverpool away just because conditions weren't favourable. We've lost a couple of times in some Champions League semi-finals 10 odd years ago. I think they're the memories that stick in your mind, really. That kind of pain is the one that lingers. So I'd say Liverpool pretty much the bogey team. They're somebody I worry about playing a weekend, definitely. Dread playing at the moment. Again, I think it's Liverpool. They've got a front three that they seem to be able to switch every week. Doesn't matter who they play. Quick on the counter-attack. It's the speed at which they move. I think you could organise yourself as well as you like, but they score goals. Doesn't matter how many you'll get. They seem to have shored up. But as much as it pains me, and it really does pain me to say, Liverpool's the team I fear at the moment. Man City obviously have extraordinarily large amount of quality in all positions, but I think Liverpool on their day are completely uncontainable, as Man City found out recently as well. So yeah, Liverpool. My favourite ever Chelsea manager is not David Webb. I've had many, I suppose. I really enjoyed the late 90s under Gianluca Vialli. Things seem very relaxed. I really like Claudio Ranieri. If you'd have asked me maybe 5 years ago, I'd have said Jose Mourinho, but absolutely not now. So my favourite ever Chelsea manager is going to be Claudio Ranieri, I think, actually. Yeah, good memories. Just before we were bought, you know, we weren't a super club, we weren't one of Europe's elite at the time. You know, we managed to drag up a good squad. It was entertaining. He was always good in an interview. It was a nice place to be around when Ranieri was in charge. Like I say, before it all changed, when Chelsea were you know, still the old Chelsea, it's good memories. MAURIZIO, SARRI, I think he's doing an amazing job. Yeah, I think he's doing an amazing job. You know, it's always difficult. We've had so many managerial changes over recent years, especially, and I think he's settled in really well. You know, a lot of managers have done that have come in, but I think he's doing really well at the moment. You know, we've only dropped points just recently. There seems to be a change of shape, a change of style. Unlike some of the players he's brought in, Jorginho especially. It kind of overlaps a little bit with N'Golo Kante, but the system that he's got in playing, he seems to know what he's doing. Very much a fan of Napoli before as well, and he seems to have brought that style over. And I only think things will get better. I think it might take, you know, we might have to give it a little bit of wide berth this year, but I think we'll be there or thereabouts. We'll certainly qualify for Champions League place this year anyway. So yeah, happy about his appointment, definitely. Dream Chelsea manager is difficult. I mean, now that we're post World Cup, you know, and the dust has settled, maybe if you'd asked me a couple of months ago, I'd have said Gareth Southgate, but these things change quickly. I'm perfectly happy in terms of world football with what we have at the moment. You know, I've got a lot of respect for Pep. You know, I think he does an amazing job, but again, as much as it pains me to say, Jurgen up at Liverpool, I really quite like what he's built there. So maybe if we didn't have Sarri and I wasn't happy enough, then maybe Jurgen Klopp. Past, finished. Zinedine Zidane would have been amazing to see with my own eyes. I would have loved to have seen him in a Chelsea shirt, pulling the strings on a Saturday afternoon at the bridge. That would have been special, very special. Barring that, Alan Shearer would have been quite nice as well in his prime. I think we could use Didier Drogba back. The system we're playing, maybe Morata and Giroud aren't firing on all cylinders. I think we need a big boy up front who can score goals. That's Didier Drogba. I would love to sing you a club song. I've got a little bit of a cold at the moment, though, so you know. Otherwise, I would. I definitely would, but yeah, a bit chesty. Chelsea villain. Blimey, that's a difficult one. There's an awful lot of people that I dislike over the years. It's difficult to say. I'm going to go with maybe Arsene Wenger. Never very popular, especially when Arsenal were good. But, lots of people are left to go very long in the memory to remember those days. But yeah, Arsene Wenger was never very welcome. We always used to do quite well against Arsenal, and then things would go badly wrong. So I wasn't a particularly large fan of some of those boys. Robert Pires, for sure, not very keen. Patrick Vieira, yeah. If I think back of people that I really dislike, it comes from that era. Chelsea 11 is extraordinarily difficult to name. I've got a lot of memories of players close to my heart, I suppose. You know, I'd be inclined to go very much with the team that did so well in the Champions League. I'd have Didier Drogba up front. I think I'll start up front and I'll work my way back. That might be a little bit easier. Drogba I'd have up front. Who then do I have? Do I have Vialli up front with him? I think I have Vialli up front with him, maybe. Who have I left out of that? Who have I left out of that? Zola just in behind. Frank Lampard behind that, definitely. Claude Makelele. I mean, this is difficult. This is really difficult. Will it play for us? Who do I have out wide? Oh. Greatest ever Chelsea team. That's too difficult. That is really too difficult. I mean, you know, there's some good names. When I was a kid, I thought that Ed De Hoy was an absolute hero, and you know, Graham Lasso was one of the best footballers that ever lived. But you know, maybe in terms of Chelsea's best 11 ever, this Frank Sinclair might not even get a shout. But you know, these are names that were revered by me and my sticker book collection as a kid. So. John Terry's got to be in there. He has got to be in there. He was part of the spine. I mean, Marcel Desailly, but then, you know, do I have a back three with Frank Leboeuf as well? I think maybe I do. I'm going to go with Petr Cech just because he served the club for such a long time. Although Carlo Cudicini was also revered. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to go Cech in goal. We're going to have a back three of John Terry, Marcel Desailly, and Frank Leboeuf. I'm going to pay for this. I know I'm going to pay for this. Then I'm going to have a midfield. I'm going to have Claude Makelele. I'm going to have Frank Lampard. I'm going to have Zola just in ahead of that diamond of those two. I'm going to have Didier Drogba. And I'm going to have Kerry Dixon actually up front with Didier Drogba, and then also in the midfield I have got to pick some legendary wide men. And now I'm starting to get stories of Chelsea in the 70s. I mean, do I pick Peter Osgood? Never saw him play. I can't. So. Yeah, we're going to go with a couple of extra places that I couldn't possibly fill. I mean, I've got names swirling around, but I don't think they warrant a place in the greatest 11. But yeah, there or thereabouts anyway. I'll have a think. Right. Okay. So I've got it. I've been thinking about this, and I've got it. So. I'm comfortable with this now for 5 minutes, but my greatest ever Chelsea team is Petr Cech in goal, because, as I was saying, he served the club for a long time, done a very good job. I've got John Terry, Marcel Desailly and Frank Leboeuf at centre back on the back three. There's a couple of World Cup winners in there and John Terry, so we're doing all right there. Right, in the midfield I've got Claude Makelele and Frank Lampard. Stonewall, pick himself. I'm going for Ashley Cole out wide on the left, which is a bit controversial, but I'm still going with it. Roberto Di Matteo gets a spot on the right, just because he was in charge. Manager in 2012, winning the Champions League. I might have mentioned that before. And then I've got Zola, of course, just in behind Didier Drogba, and I am going with Kerry Dixon because I love the guy's kid. I'm going with Kerry Dixon. Sorry, Gianluca Vialli. Sorry, all these world-class great players. Sorry, George Weah. But yeah, Kerry Dixon. Something unique about Chelsea, I can. Chelsea are the only team in London to have ever won the European Cup. They're the only team from London to be champions of Europe. And you know, I don't want to hear anything about the UEFA Cup or whatever, you know, Tottenham supporters, because we've won that as well. We're the only team from London to have won the European Cup. The only thing I don't like about Chelsea Football Club is it's an expensive day out. That's what I'm not enjoying. Yeah, not cheap back in the day. That's the only thing I don't like. It's the only thing I don't like. Sometimes I kind of wish that I didn't have the expectation that I do now. So, you know, years ago, it was a little bit easier, but now, you know, I expect to win at the weekend, and you know, if we don't, it kind of affects my mood. So, maybe I hanker a little bit for the old days. Sometimes, only sometimes. If I was the chairman of Chelsea for one day, what would I do? I would try and get this new ground built, actually, because you know, we're going to get left behind unless we do it. So my understanding is we've got planning permission, but you know, legal issues abound or whatever. There's some kind of hold up. For a day, I'll try and push through, get ground redevelopment, get us up and level with the rest of the big boys in Europe, and yeah, help keep us at the top of the European Cup, which is where we belong. Yeah, I do. I used to have the old Chelsea shirt with Amiga on it. I was just a little kid, liked playing the Amiga. Chelsea was sponsored by Amiga. Loved it. Still love it now. Great images. Yeah, I have. I've met Frank Lampard once before. Managed to get a signed shirt. Went down to the training ground in Cobham and got myself a signed shirt. Managed to smuggle myself in with a friend under the pretence of being a football agent. Completely blagged ourselves in, and I didn't know what to do. Just had this shirt that I needed signing, and yeah, managed to grab Frank. He was more than willing to sign the shirt for me. So I was a bit starstruck, to be honest. I don't think so much at all. Just handed him the shirt is. I'll show you a picture. It's we've just moved flat. It's framed and it's hanging above my bed.